Today we talk Atlanta Orgy, fifth grade slave auction, white supremacy, Wyclef Jean, Tomi, Lahren, thankful wives, and more on today's Headlines with Headliners. We had to switch it up. We had to switch it up.
Okay, I like this better than this.
Hey. Hey. I don't know why this song always turns me. Like, I've never done Molly. I've never done Percocet, but I'm like,
I don't do drugs, but okay. Hey, I'm still waiting on the.
I love it. Listen, we need to move forward with it. We need to move forward with it. Nate's not here today. Nate is on his way to Japan or Germany or Italy or we don't know. I'm back from Turkey, Kuwait, and Cyprus and Abu Dhabi, so I'm here.
Ooh, I love it.
And you're on your way to do a movie.
Yes, and we'll be filming in Washington, Atlanta, and Miami.
That sounds.
But I'll be gone for a month. But
that sounds interesting.
Yes.
When do you leave?
Not till August.
August. So,
so August.
And you've got a lot of stuff going on. And in case you don't know her, she'll tell you who she is. I am Tehran, literally at I am Tehran, all across Instagram, social media. What else is there? Snapchat,
There's
Facebook.
everything.
There's so much now. I forget what else is out there. Like, I feel like just doing Instagram and everything takes up your life.
It does, and you're talking to the same people on every app. It's
all the time.
How many apps do you need?
Why? And at the same time, we say why I hate using them, and then I can't live without them at the same time.
That is very true.
And if the little box is checked or a little number pops up, I have to clear it or I will die.
Oh yeah, with the 22 inboxes, like let me
I
go
will
see.
die. So find me at I am Tehran all across social atmosphere. Please, the bathrobe heartthrob. You already know what it is. We're in the building. And of course, alongside me, I have the wonderful, beautiful, lovely.
Hey, it is your girl Kanisha Buss. You from Kyle Show out with Kanisha's comedy on everything. I hope you got.
What was that? What was that?
I was listening to Missy Elliott.
You were like,
it's your I don't know
Which,
what was.
by the way, you know she says.
Yes, backwards. I've always known that.
And people are like catching on now, like. How did you not know that?
Those are millennials that are cutting out. We knew what was happening.
I didn't know until I read the article either. But here's the thing.
Yes.
No, but it's pop.
That's why I messed up. But yeah, you can find me everywhere. And March 24th, the first episode of Kanisha versus John C is going to drop. Okay? And since you're showing off your clothes, I'm going to look at my, that's so beautiful.
There was no reason to rub all up on that.
Sneaker Wars. Go check them out.
Oh my gosh.
Sneaker
and we were
Wars.
actually just talking about Jacia, that's your friend?
Yes.
Okay, I don't care. So listen.
No,
I'm talking about it.
No. Thank you.
Jacia's cool.
Yes. Well, and that's who's on the show. That's why it's going to be a fun show.
She's very cool. She's a bit aggressive. She's an aggressive person.
Yes.
She's very loud and vocal, and I appreciate her. And you are also loud and vocal. I just find your loud and vocalness more.
And that's what the show was gonna. Yes, me and her very opposite.
Because you guys are gonna be against each other.
Yes.
So I feel like I'm always gonna be on Kanisha's side, but Jacia makes really good points. So I don't know. So I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out. Let's see. And it's a lot of love for everyone. Nate's at Mr. Nate Jackson or.
Mr. Nate Jackson.
Nate is comedy. It's something. Okay, find Nate.
Funny boy Nate.
Funny boy Nate. There you go. And you guys' videos turn out very good.
Thank you. We've been having a good time.
Yeah, you have. I need to be in a video still.
Yes, we do.
Show number one, right? Story number one. We're gonna start like this because you brought up this story and brought it to my attention, and I had to look it up, and I was like, "But this has to go on the show." Last week, Atlanta was host to the biggest bust since the Super Bowl, an orgy, the Atlanta Orgy, hashtag Atlanta Orgy. That you heard. Look, you heard right.
Yes.
The Atlanta Orgy was a thing, and it's an orgy that turned out to be a social experiment, as many participants found out when they paid airfare and ticket prices to a heterosexual orgy with no women attendees. In Atlanta, an organizer named Sydney is alleged to have thrown the orgy as part of her psych final.
Yes.
And 27 males are alleged to have shown up and no women, not even the organizers. Black Twitter had an orgy with this story.
Okay, so first of all, I followed it. I watched the videos. She was making videos with herself, her girlfriends, like, yeah, the Atlanta Orgy is gonna go down. So all these men bought tickets, and
many of them flew there.
Many of them flew there, but they had no idea that it was not gonna be any women. And you're watching these updates, like somebody brought a PlayStation, and people were like, it's 98 dudes in here butt naked, because they were still naked, eating and playing PlayStation, waiting for girls to show up. And then the more, time and no girls came, they started to get furious and upset. And they're like, yo, where are all the women? I paid, a lot of people spent over $1,000 to get to here, to this orgy that never went down. But she made it seem like it was going to be
Let's
cracking.
watch her video. Let's watch her video real quick.
What you mean you ain't nasty? Why the fuck you came? Don't be pushing on my buttons. Wait a minute, motherfucker.
So she's in the video twerking it up, making it a thing, and she's basically enticing people to come to the Savannah orgy. And it's her, and she had a lot of friends, very attractive friends, and they were all doing very similar things like, hey, this is what we're putting together. You got to get here. Here are the ticket prices, and they made a lot of money.
They made a lot of money off of this. And for it all to be a school project on top of that, it's like, so at this point, do you refund people? But she's not refunding anybody.
Of course not. And why would she have to? Here's the legality. Did she say it was going to be a heterosexual orgy? Did she say there were going to be women that attended? What did she say? What did she put together? There's a lot of legalities in this situation. And most importantly, people are going to be ashamed to go and sue. In the lawsuit, they're going to say, Your Honor, Your Honor,
I was promising
Your Honor, they said it was going to be an orgy. I flew there with my man Jamal, and we in there, and it's just me and Jamal.
Yeah, and one of the complaints somebody I put up there, like, they said there were going to be free condoms. I didn't bring any. And I'm like, yo, there still ain't no women there yet, though. Like, it legally, all she did was say for her birthday, she was having this big orgy. And that's it. And people can say they're going to go somewhere and not show up. But the biggest problem is she didn't show up. But it's like, if she showed up to a room full of 98 angry men,
she might have been attacked.
Yeah.
It's not, there's a safety issue.
There's definitely a safety issue. You're the only woman there. So possibly, no. But for everybody that got scammed, it's hilarious. And as social media, they kill everybody. All the memes and the excitement that came out of this, because at first I thought it was fake. I was like, Atlanta orgy, but it was a really big real
people
thing.
Made we actually have some of the postings of what people put up. The first one, if you can go back, actually, this is Sydney. These are the bands people were talking about. But if you go back, this is the tweet that got out, and people were like, apparently the ATL orgy was a scam set up by a psych student for her term paper, and like 27 guys paid $175 each, and no girls showed. So this is when the news first broke.
Because it ended up being about 98 guys, almost 100 guys at the end. But yeah, that's when it
first broke, and people thought it was hilarious because this really made its rounds on Black Twitter.
Yeah, it did.
And for people who don't know what Black Twitter is Twitter, because people are like, I've looked for Black Twitter and I don't know how to get on. What is my handle going to be?
It's just the Black
community.
It's
just Twitter. It's the Black community within Twitter that
and they have
on
ripped
Black
people
issues.
apart many of times. Yes,
exactly. So. And they're very good at it. They are very good at it. Like Black Kids at School, Black Twitter is amazing. Atlanta orgy organizer 1 got an A on her paper, 2 got her tuition paid, and 3 and played a bunch of thirsty ass dudes. I want to shake her hand. You know whose hand I don't want to shake? Any of the niggas that showed up to the orgy, because they all have dirty, nasty hands.
Oh, at this point, I flew all the way here.
Nasty people. Like, here's my thing. I don't ever want to mock someone's sexuality. I have no problems with anyone who wants to live whatever lifestyle they want to have. However, on the flip side, I do like the adjective thirsty ass dudes, because this seems like, why not just go to the orgy in your town? Why fly all the way to Atlanta? What did you think was going to happen? How did you feel when it happened? Why are you so needy of sex? To be honest, sex isn't even that good.
It's overrated.
It's cool. It's cool. You know when sex is the best? Right before you have sex.
Yes.
And for the first 3 minutes. After that, it kind of becomes like a choice, especially even if you're having good sex, right? It's good sex. That's cool one time. But you don't want to even have sex over and over again. Like, good sex happens and you're good once a week.
Okay.
The rest of once a week, you're like, yo, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I'm being honest.
I'm not flying all over the country.
I'm not flying. Listen,
for women, we usually get flown in and get a free trip.
I'm not even going to Burbank. Like, I might meet a bitch that live in Burbank. and then I find out she live in Burbank. I'm like, I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah.
But this is my thing. At what point do they look at the time? Because I think it started like around 7, and then y'all just go, hey, yo, why don't we get dressed and go to the club? We are in Atlanta. It is a weekend. Let's go. They stayed there.
Yeah, of course. They paid $175 to get in. I'm staying there all the way.
And it was only 2 controllers on the like. At what point do you go, let's just
and they're just naked.
Yeah. At this point, you already spent money. Find the local prostitution ring. I don't know what's happening. Get some girls here. Who lives here?
Prostitution's illegal, and we don't here at Headlines with Headliners. We don't advocate. We don't any illegal behavior.
Okay, but this
activity.
is the thing too. Not all those guys flew in, so some of them lived here. Where are the loco hoes? Like, let me text some girl. Like,
here's my thing. I first of all have a maybe I don't even want to say it's a moral. I don't have a moral problem with prostitution.
Okay.
I don't. I have a personal problem with prostitution. I can't pay for vagina. I just cannot. I cannot. It hurts my heart. It hurts my soul. I can't pay, especially if it's something that I can just do. Yeah. Like if I'm paying, it's gonna, listen, if I'm paying, it's gonna be vulgar. There's gonna be you, there's gonna be a friend, there's going to be monkeys, there's gonna be
alligators,
there's
snakes,
gonna be, so it's gonna listen, this is gonna be debauchery. I'm paying for debauchery. I'm no longer paying just for company. Why are guys so in need of sex?
Well, the thing that I always heard is you don't pay him for the sex, you pay him to leave. You don't pay him to stay, you pay him to go.
Oh, that's
so
real.
That's what it is. Like, yeah, okay, bye. Here, get your money and go. You don't have to have nothing else in between. So
big shout out to Uber. Thank you for making that a reality.
Yes.
That is a reality.
Yes. You don't pay him to stay, you pay him to go.
You be more comfortable in your own bed. That's one thing. That's a part of Jay that everyone forgets, is when Jay used to be Jay, he was a savage.
Oh, yeah.
And he used to be like, even he went at Beyonce once when he was like, "Get your independent ass out of here." Question? He meant that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, he did.
I'm not Ralph Tresvant. I'm not Bobby Romance. He said that. So here's the thing.
Yes.
I don't know what orgy etiquette is. I feel like you might. I feel like if anyone does, it's Kanisha Buss.
I have been to a...
have you?
Yes. And not like how this was set up, but they do have particular parties where groups of people come. And the crazy...
Swinger parties?
Yeah, there's something like that. Well, they're more orgious swingers because you don't have to come with a couple. You can just show up. The reason I go, for one, there's always some dude in the back making barbecue, fire. And it's not always like you can go into different rooms and they're having sex, or you can just go and kick it. And I love people that are loose and kicking it. So my clothes be on, but they be strippers and I just be having a good time talking to folks. But
I'm coming next time.
Yes.
I've always wanted to go because I like the atmosphere.
Yes.
But I couldn't hook up with a single person there.
No, you don't have to. I don't. But I just enjoy the freedom, and everybody's just having a good time and they don't care what you do. And half the people are clothed, and if you go in the little rooms it gets down. But they be outside barbecuing, playing dominoes, and it's crazy. I love them.
She made $9,800 at least.
Yeah, I think my birthday's coming up. It's gonna be.
Maybe we should think about something.
Head with headliners.
LA orgy.
Hey, head with headliners.
No-ho.
Are you listening
orgy.
to what I'm saying?
I heard you. I'm ignoring that comment because here at Headlines with Headliners, we do not publicly advocate any illegal activities.
That's not illegal.
Organizing an orgy?
That's illegal?
Listen, at some point when you're paying for sex,
no, you're paying for entry into the party. Whatever happens in there is on you.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
The venue. And
that's
drinks.
like when we used to sell cups, not alcohol.
Yes.
And then I went to jail. Here's the thing. Having a party. Story number 2. A 5th grade African-American student was sold in a mock slave auction at a New Jersey elementary school. The mock auction, held by a substitute teacher at Jefferson School in Maplewood, the school has since apologized for the action and denounced the substitute teacher's action, saying it was not sanctioned by the school.
Well, one, now we see why she's a substitute and doesn't have a permanent residency at a school.
Here's my problem with this, though. This isn't the first time. This is the second instance in the same month in New Jersey where a mock auction was held.
What are we doing with the mock auctions? Like, did they go
They're
see Get
selling,
Out?
They have one black kid in this one particular school, and the white kids sold this black kid in an auction.
But this is my thing. As an educator, as an adult,
how do you think this is a good idea?
At what point do your friends, your family, the people you love, the people you care, at one point, who do you run this by? How do you even go, you know what? We're going to sell slaves at school today. Like
Jamal.
Because you're an educator, and one thing I went to school I went to history education. So you learn about you have to take psych. You learn about the development of children. You learn at what point do you go, this is helpful? I want to know what was supposed to be learned from this, because you're a teacher, so everything is supposed to be with a purpose. What was the purpose for this? What was the purpose?
The purpose that they stated was to reenact a historical moment in Black history. I think there are other
There is a million and
scenarios
one. There's a
reenact.
million. Why didn't we do Mae Jemison going to space? First
Why
Black
didn't
woman.
we do?
Why did you know what I'm saying?
Is that the one that blew up? Because I
No.
don't want to talk. Listen, because that's a real thing. Okay.
Yes. But I'm just saying, there's so many. You're auctioning off a young
What
Black
were you
child.
thinking?
What were you?
What?
What were you thinking?
That I have no.
Because
idea
if
what
I
they
was
were
a
thinking.
parent and
The
I
parents
got
were furious,
got
obviously.
this call, this is why I don't have children. There wouldn't have been no school left because I would have whooped her from here to next year.
Does this make me a bad person that I wish I was in that class to see how it played out? Like
I
love
wanna
it.
see it.
And I want to know how much he went for. Like I honestly, it's a real thing. Listen,
For like say, yeah,
we
how much
can-
did my baby go for? First
slavery
of all?
is a very sensitive thing because
It is.
It is a sensitive topic. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yes.
We can't talk about it, and we have to talk about it at
Yes.
the same time. It's very delicate and must be held that way. Why? Because it was an atrocious,
Yes.
deplorable system that unfortunately is a reality, historical part of this nation, whether we try to act like it never happened or like it always happened. There's a common divide. There has to be a middle line because people are acting like it never happened. Like, what? So what? Blacks are free now. Psychologically, slavery has damaged the Black community. There's no way to say that it's not. That would be like me telling a rape victim, well, you got raped when you were 5 and you're 25 now, Caitlin. Like, no, that's not the way it works. Psychologically, there is a psychology to sociological events that happen, and slavery has been extremely detrimental and damaging in the ongoing effects of slavery, not only within the Black community, but within the external communities around it, which make people who are from overseas and have nothing to do with the system of slavery still think that they are better, even if they have the same skin color, because at least they were not historically slaves. That is a true statement.
Yes, I know.
People act like that's not true. It is very true. Speak to a person who's actually from Africa and they consider themselves better than African Americans because of that contention. Now, having a mock slavery auction in a 5th grade class is deplorable, it's atrocious, and it's just plain stupid.
Yes.
Because you're going to have the one Black kid in class be sold amongst these students, these white students, for what? You're reminding them of the degradation of slavery, but you're not enforcing it. You're not enforcing it, especially in 5th grade. 5th grade is
Yes.
5th grade is the king of yo mama jokes.
Yes.
Like that is the height of yo mama, the height of I was the best at making fun of. You know the roast battle?
Oh my
I would
gosh.
have won the roast battle
Yes.
in 5th grade.
Yes.
I would have won roast. I would have killed everybody.
Yes.
I was hurting people. I was making fun of Jenny's mom's cancer. I mean, I was real.
Gosh.
Okay?
Yes.
Like, I don't care. You know? Don't let me find out that you have an autistic sister.
Oh
You
my
know what I'm
God.
saying?
My hottest rank was your mama's name is Frank.
Yeah. See? But we real. Like,
But
it's,
it was
it's
real.
the height of when.
But that's your
Children.
self-esteem. Well, you have to understand that's your self-esteem, that's your self-value, self-worth, all these things.
Exactly.
And you have just placed this child below the rest of his classmates and made him feel something that he didn't even need
Inferior.
to
I mean,
feel. Like
he must
it's
have felt inferior.
terrible.
It's not funny at some point. At some
and,
point.
And then you have
it's
to look at the
hurtful.
kids that I guess they're in the 5th grade, but even participating in something like that, you know what I'm saying? And to go home, if I was a white mother and my kid came home and told me they bought one of their classmates, I would be furious as well. Like,
Or
it
you
also
would want,
takes-
you hope that there was a parent that was furious, like, why
yes,
did this
because
happen?
it can't just be the Black mom upset. It has to be the rest of the
Exactly.
classmates' parents. Like, why would you do this? Why would you even put my child in a position to buy another person? That's not the things that we teach at our house. You know what I'm saying? So it's just an effect on both sides. So I hope the entire classroom was upset and not just the mother.
And I appreciate that because racism is not just a Black problem.
No.
It is a problem, period. A threat to, or an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Let us keep that in our minds and keep this child in our prayers because this kid is going to grow up and be a mass
Hopefully a
murderer or
comedian.
something. I mean,
And
possibly.
hopefully a comedian. Like, I
Most
remember
likely.
when they bought me.
He's going to have the #1 special.
Yes, on Netflix. I'm going to be like, hey, we covered you one day.
Sold, not told. Story number 3. A fame-seeking white supremacist took to New York City in order to target Black males in the media capital of the world. That is what he said. 28-year-old Army veteran James Harris Jackson took his hate out on a 66-year-old can collector, Timothy Kaufman, and I want you to remember that name. Timothy Kaufman. That's the important name in the story,
Yes.
not the other guy, who Jackson stabbed to death with a mini sword, a 26-inch mini sword. Kaufman died from his wounds later that night in the hospital. An ongoing investigation, still pending, is said to have Jackson penned a manifesto of his racial hate. Here's the thing. My problem isn't just with Jackson. Jackson is obviously a piece of shit. Let's just clear that real quick. Jackson's a piece of shit. This is a person who went purposely to New York to be in front of the limelight in order to hurt black people so the world could see him hurting black people. That's why I hate when the media gives attention to the killer and not the victims. My problem is this. The newspapers that reported this still use words like white supremacy and did not use words like terrorist. I actually put a Facebook status, and you commented on it, where I was like, I wish we had a word for a person who commits a crime in order to terrorize other people because they have a political or personal agenda, and they use terror to do this. What is that word? What is that word? Because when you're brown, it's terrorism, and when you're white, it's supremacy. No, that was my major problem. You can't stop crazy. This person's crazy. Yeah. But crazy needs to reflect on everyone else the same way when a black person's crazy or a brown person's crazy or anyone else is crazy, it reflects on everyone else. Everyone else. One black person does something, all black people carjack. One brown person does something, all brown people hijack. Well, what about this? Oh no, he's just Jack. Jack's this guy, Jackson. Hi, Jack. Hey. Yeah. Like, no. This man went to New York City to inflict pain. Now, clearly he's going to go to jail. Yes. He's going to go to jail. We all know that. The system does work. And I've always contended that the white guy in jail is the most guilty person. He's the scariest person because you know he's guilty. Yeah. Like, the system has been set up to let him go. And you're in jail for life. You've done something. You Jeffrey Dahmered it, right? Yes. Well, here's the thing.
Well, he looked like he in a space program. I can't.
They locked him up. Here's the thing about this guy. Army veteran, number one. So that tells you a lot about who this person is mentally. This isn't new. And I don't mean because Army people are crazy. What I'm saying is that this person did this and joined the Army because of it. Yes. He's the guy who was like, I want to go to Iraq to kill Iraqis.
And there are people that join the military for that.
There are. Most of the people in the service are there for noble reasons. A lot of them are out there for opportunity. Yeah. Because the services allows them opportunities they would not normally have wherever they're from. Yes. I feel like this guy went into the Army to kill.
Oh, yeah. He's that crazy one at boot camp that shit, come on, slapping everybody. Like, that's him.
Right wing, left wing.
Yeah, that is him. That's him. That's him right there.
That's real. Secondly, the media. This says a lot about, this is also our fault for highlighting negativity and foregoing positivity. He says, I came to New York to hurt black people so I could specifically do so in the media capital of the world, because the media will tell my story and then it'll start more copycats. That's how he felt.
Yeah, and that is this is the thing, and I feel like the copycats are already been, even when it comes to the police officers. You keep watching all these white men get away, white women get away with these murders and things like that. So it's like, well, I'm about to get away with it, and I'm going to get away with it. And so that's why I like that we're starting to hold some people accountable, just like those, two people that terrorized the birthday party, stuff like this, so that they see and go, you know what, I was going to copycat, but they got him. So how about I'm going to just
But even with the birthday party, the media didn't put out, hey, they did so with guns to a 8-year-old's birthday party and threaten them. They forgot that part. The part with the guns. Yeah. I'm going to kill you, nigger, and had guns to prove that they
at a kid's birthday party.
At a little kid's birthday party.
So this stuff, like, they want the attention because he will be forever known as this. He'll be excited. He's going to go to jail. And, jails are segregated, so he's going to have a pretty cool time in jail.
He's going to be the white supremacist, but I think that he'll probably get the death penalty because of the nature of his crime. This is a hate crime. There's no way that he wrote a manifesto. This is an open and shut case hate crime. And
I'm glad he didn't get more people, because for all we know, he could have killed 30, 40 people. He wanted to do more.
I mean, this guy got away, and people and witnesses and everything. So My thing is this. The name that I'm going to always remember is Timothy Kaufman. Timothy Kaufman, the 66-year-old can collector who was just collecting cans in order to pay his bills. So while we out there making fun of the dude collecting all the cans, we got to remember this is a person who's willing to work hard in order to not be homeless. And some of us don't actually just have options or have the conformities that the rest of us do.
Yes.
So we have to remember that. Timothy Kaufman, you are in our prayers. Story number 4. No one is safe from being a victim of racial profiling as one-time refugee and Grammy-winning artist, musician Wyclef Jean found out as his vehicle was stopped recently by LAPD and was handcuffed. He was handcuffed as they searched his persons and vehicle. LAPD spokesperson stated that his vehicle matched the description of victims of an armed robbery, and he matched the description of the persons as well. The driver was able to record the stop. Let's look at this recording.
Right now, coming from the studio with T-Baby, and y'all see the police have handcuffs on me. They just took off my Haitian bandana. That's what's going on right now with Wyclef in LA right now. The LAPD have me in cuffs for absolutely nothing. I'm a recording monitor. I'm coming from the studio. I was recording. Could you give him the address to the studio? But this is, just so y'all know, I am going to sue the LAPD. Please, I am going to sue you because you took off my hat. You put cuffs on me.
Am I the only one going, someone please call 911?
Hilarious. Hilarious.
That's all I can think of seeing this.
Hilarious.
The crazy part is he couldn't even come back in the country for a while. They wouldn't let him in for a minute. He was stuck in Haiti for a minute.
I thought that was Mos Def, but I don't remember which.
Is it Mos Def? Okay, maybe I'm crazy.
Feel like,
I was like, one of these Haitians. They be after that. We be after the Haitians. I know they do.
So here's my thing. First of all, it shouldn't matter that he's Wyclef Jean or a recording artist. How many people does this happen to? And they're not Wyclef Jean. Mm-hmm. At least he has an outlet to exuberate himself in front of a number of people.
Yes, and the sheer disrespect for just taking off his bandana because a Haitian bandana. Yeah, give me that real quick.
Well, I understand why you take off the if you're a suspect, a true suspect, sure. But this is Wyclef Jean in a car. I'm presuming it's a nice car.
Yes.
He's doing his thing. He gets pulled over. Once they run his license, that should be the end of it. Yes. And here's the statement. Match the description. How many times have we heard that? Match the description. If Method Man robbed a bank in a Tehran hat, I would go to jail for the rest of my life.
Yes, you could.
I would go to jail for the rest of my life. If Travie McCoy shot Katy Perry in a bathrobe, I would go to jail for the rest of my life. The description is light-skinned male, slight beard, hat.
Which is like half the dudes I slept with.
Exactly.
Listen, my whole team is going to jail.
Everyone's going to match the description is the worst.
Yes.
Is the worst. And it's actually known to be one of the most ineffective means of catching criminals, because the memory of victims is poor.
Yes.
And on top of that, when they're stating who a person is, then what? You have to collect everyone within, unless the person has a noticeable ice cream tattoo on their face and you're like, Gucci Man did it.
Then, yeah.
What was the description? Bald black man. I mean, that's basically what it is. Yeah. Because I'm sure she would have noticed if Wyclef Jean robbed her.
It would have been like, oh snap, that was him. Not only that, what was stolen? Because the car, there's nothing in here that's stolen. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, well, what was robbed? Where's the robbery? But a lot of times they just say that, like, where's the report? Let me see that you got the call. Where's the description that I fit?
And that's the thing. I agree. Wyclef Jean, unless Lauryn Hill made the phone call herself, this is a problem to me. And Wyclef, and I admire Wyclef because he always stands up for social injustice. Often. Yes. Often he does. We don't give him enough credit for that. At the same way, we actually don't give him enough credit for his music either. We kind of like, Wyclef is just kind of, but he's responsible for a lot of music and a lot of hits. Second of all, I enjoy the fact that he used this video and released it. And he said on the video, I am going to sue the LAPD. I just find it hurtful that he had to say, I'm Wyclef Jean, the star, to get out. And then John Smith can just be like, I'm John Smith, the white guy, and he can get out.
Yes.
So if you're a black, you have to be the president, and then maybe nothing happens to you. And if you're white, I feel like you can just be a white guy. And what's unfortunate is when police brutality happens to white people, because it does.
Yes,
and no one seems to care when it does. There are kids that get shot, unarmed white
Yes.
civilians who get shot by the
Yes.
police, and no one goes to bat for them. The one thing I am impressed with right now with what's going on with President Trump and everything is that we see an overwhelming number of people standing up for each other.
Yes.
Because we're finally saying that you could be next.
Yes.
I just want to remind everyone, with racism, you could be next,
Yeah, you could.
even if you're white.
Yes.
Story number 5. Social media conservative darling, speaking of racism, social media conservative darling, hellfire and blatant racist whitey, Tomi Lahren was suspended from her talk show on The Blaze after saying she holds pro-choice views on abortion. After all the stuff she says, her holding pro-choice views became the problem. 24-year-old was quoted as saying, "I'm someone that is for limited government. So I cannot sit here and be a hypocrite and say I'm for limited government, but I think that the government should decide what women do with their bodies. Stay out of my guns, and you can stay out of my body as well." And honestly, this is one of the few times I agree with Tomi Lahren.
Yes, because I usually don't mess with her.
You hate her.
I do.
I don't mind. I actually find her enjoyable. I find her rhetoric charged, and I like her points. Even though I don't disagree with them, I understand them without condoning, and I enjoy her as a person because she's crazy.
She is crazy.
She is the opposite Kanisha.
Yes, she is. This is why, and this story makes me happy because when we were talking about pro-choice before and the creator of Roe versus Wade, or the woman that it was, and when she had died and she tried to get everything changed, and how everybody kept saying, well, Planned Parenthood was there to limit, black babies and all this stuff, and I keep saying over and over, I know what the original plan of Planned Parenthood was, but I'm telling you now, every time I'm there to pick up my Plan Bs, it is more white women in Planned Parenthood than anybody.
Actually, that's a true statement, and that's actually why I think Republicans are against Planned Parenthood, is because the people having abortions are their future voters.
Yes.
It's not the black women and the Hispanic
and that's
babies.
why I'm saying, and this is what I'm saying, but as a woman, you have the right to choose what you do with your body. And I love the fact that that's something that she's for. This is the only time I will ever like her. This is the only statement that I will ever appreciate of hers. But I think it's absolutely ridiculous that everything she said, this is what got her off.
This is what got her in trouble.
This is what got her in trouble.
She got suspended from her own show
for saying that I have the right to choose what I want to do with my body. That is absolutely ridiculous, which goes to show you that racism, but you try to control this with JJ, and then
I don't know.
We got problems.
One of my favorite pictures is the one where it's a room full of lawmakers
Yes.
deciding on women.
Russell
and
Simmons
they're all
posted that. Yes.
Men.
And he said,
where are the women?
Yes. Russell Simmons said there will never be a time in history where you will see a group of women deciding what's best for men's bodies.
Exactly. And then that same group of white men lawmakers were deciding on minority laws as well. And decisions. Anyway, it's deplorable that this happens. Tomi Lahren, kudos to you for making that happen. I actually appreciate it.
Now I want to bring Tomi
back. And it was a great
back.
point. Now it's a great point. Yeah, I'm on the free Tomi.
Yeah,
I'm
bring
hashtag
Tomi
free
back.
Tomi. Bring Tomi back. Bring Tomi back. Bring Tomi back. Why are we even saying that? Story number 6. Ghanaian soccer player Mohamed Anas won the game and the internet as he thanked both his wife and accidentally his girlfriend as well. Caught up in the post-game antics after being named man of the match, the South African Free State Stars player tried to backpedal, but it was already too late and too viral. Can we play roll the beautiful bean footage?
My friends also, my wife and my girlfriend. My wife. Yeah, I'm so sorry, my wife. Listen, I love you so much. I love you so much from my heart. So, my people supporting me. And thanks for
Listen, he just played a game of soccer and he just started sweating after he said that. I want to thank my wife and my girlfriend for. My wife. I love you.
Let me tell you something. He already knew it was a rap. I love watching men get caught up. He knew it was a rap. I love you. So it ain't nothing you can say, but that's her. It's so embarrassing. That's all the family. That's all the kids. That's all like, wait a minute. Like, I want to know what happened because.
Well, what if it was his girlfriend? They just recently got married. Because sometimes, like, let's say right after your birthday, you're still saying your old age when it's your new age. So things like that.
No, not the way he got caught.
Yeah, he got caught. I'm trying.
He didn't say my girlfriend, my wife. He said my wife and my girlfriend. But let me tell you something, and I'm going to keep it real. If he would have said girlfriend and wife, we would have had way more problems if he would have said me as the wife second.
First?
Yeah. I'm like, everybody got to die. Because
I bet you he's going to try to explain to his wife that he meant her. And
of course he is. But this is what people have to understand.
My English isn't so good. My English not so good. Where is my jacket?
and some people might be upset about this, but I don't care. Women that date professional athletes and men that are stars, there's a certain amount of BS that comes with it. I'm sure she knows that he might might do some extra things. Taking on another girlfriend, that's an issue for me. But I don't even know, some countries you can have more than one wife. They might be working on a second wife. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what the surrounding issues
we know
are.
that he got caught.
He got
Because
caught.
Because if that was the case, he wouldn't even backpedal. He'd be like, I'd like to take my wife and my girlfriend who's going to be my wife and my other wife and Fatima. Like, he would have went on. He was like,
he can't be seen with another woman. If his wife even sees him with any, I'm talking about friends, cousins, people he just met, fans, everybody.
Done.
He can't. He's done.
So that's what it is.
Love that.
I love that video. That video has gone viral. It's hilarious. It's funny and it's fun, just like this show, Headlines with Headliners. Make sure to tune in every single week. Share us on social media all across the board and write your comments down below. We'd love to talk about whatever you think. My name is Tehran at I Am Tehran because I am Tehran all across social atmosphere. I think, therefore, I am Tehran. And of course...
Oh, I like that. Hey, your girl, Kanisha Buss. Find me, Kanisha is Comedy, on everything. Make sure you check me out on All Def Digital, Everybody Digital, SiriusXM, and do me a favor, go to sneakerwars.com with a Z, because this is how we talk. America shooting the flowers. Come on now.
I love it. You guys, we'll see you next week right here. I don't know if Nate will be back, but I will see you.
From executives Keven Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.